What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with some Destiny 2 Witch Queen news. And of course inside the launch week of the expansion there is a lot to talk about, so we get a few updates from Bungie, who talk about bugs and issues, as well as upcoming content for the expansion, plus details on the raid. But we're also going to talk about upcoming hidden missions, and extra rewards associated with them, plus a secret room in the HELM, and that houses some pretty interesting story stuff for the season. Plus we'll talk about a few additional hidden rewards, unique items, and a new exotic shader. So there is plenty to discuss today, but before we get into it guys, this video is sponsored by NordVPN, the ultimate form of protection to keep us safe online, whether you're on your home PC, laptop, or mobile devices. And NordVPN lets us hide our IP addresses online, which stops people from stealing our data or kicking us offline when we're playing video games. And Nord does this by creating a virtual location for your devices, with more than 59 locations to choose from, and this is awesome for accessing content in different regions and avoiding geographical restrictions. But additionally, it helps to protect our data when using public networks or Wi-Fi, and importantly for gamers, it also stops things like DDoS attacks from hitting your actual network by masking it with a different IP address. And some of this may sound technical, but Nord is super easy to use and has an auto-connect feature where the VPN will protect you without hassle. However, there are also more in-depth options to connect to more than 5,400 servers, which keeps connection speeds very competitive. And if you want to try NordVPN out, it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can sample it risk-free. And right now they're offering a 2-year plan plus an extra month free if you follow my link in the description box below and use code Houndish at checkout. On top of this though, it's Nord's 10th birthday, and every subscription will win either a free month, year, or additional 2-year plan, which is pretty awesome. So all of those details are linked down below. Now though, let's jump in and talk about Destiny stuff. And a few notes from Bungie help, and they said, due to an issue where players can receive more weapon crafting materials than intended from Throne World engrams, the materials will no longer drop from those engrams after reaching rank 30. And of course a lot of players have been grinding to rank 30 with various different methods, but the engram itself was dropping more materials than it should have been, so it's been adjusted. And they also said due to a problem resulting in players being unable to complete the activity Dares of Eternity, they've disabled the lightning round. And additionally, activity rewards are still available upon completion, even if a scoreboard isn't displayed. So that one should now be finishable. They also said they lowered the recommended power level for the Season 16 PsyOps Battleground playlist from 1500 to 1400. That's an interesting change. But finally, the exotic ornament availability message for Dead Messenger has appeared earlier in the game than intended, and players can acquire this ornament beginning on Tuesday, March 1st. So bear all of those things in mind, but on the subject of the raid launching on March 5th, Bungie did point out that it will kick off at 10 AM PST on the 5th of March, which is a Saturday, and the raid power level for contest mode will be 1530. So at least in terms of a contest-friendly power level, 1530 actually isn't that difficult, although when the contest modifier is removed, we can expect it to be quite a bit higher. Up next though, let's talk about some cool content stuff. And a few of us have now earned the Dead Messenger via the Vox Obscura mission for Season of the Risen. However, there is a master version of this, so eventually we'll unlock a quest step to get the exotic catalyst for Dead Messenger, and the quest is called Vox Revelator, and it says go to the Throne World destination in the director and launch the Vox Obscura exotic quest on master difficulty, and that will ultimately reward the catalyst for Dead Messenger, which comes with the perk Turnabout, and using the weapon to break the shield of a combatant or guardian using their super will grant you an overshield. So that sounds potentially interesting, and for the objectives we can see it needs 200 of each elemental kill, including Solar Arc and Void. Although there will be another reward for completing Vox Obscura, and that is the Ivory Empress Sparrow. And yes, it pretty much looks like you're riding Keitel's personal vehicle to work. So it'd be cool to unlock that one, but following the events of the seasonal story, we know that Saladin is working with the Cabal, and specifically a Scion who is interrogating captured Hive from our mission. And there were actually some interesting images of a Scion in the press kit for Season of the Risen, and we can see it's doing Scion stuff in this chair right here. Curiously though, players have actually found this is taking place in the HELM, in a secret room behind the door where Crow used to stand, so even though we can't see it in game just yet, the space in the HELM has been expanded, and the Scion is currently interrogating the Hive. Some players have managed to get a bit of a preview of this secret room in game by using the glaive melee against the door. So it's pretty cool, and obviously that will unlock as part of the continuation for the season story. Moving away from season stuff though, another curious thing is that Destiny 2 could be about to get its first exotic shader. So unlike GG, we can see an Eververse bundle right here called the Alluring Looks bundle, and it's a one-time bundle to enhance your Guardian's look, containing 1 exotic shader and 2 armor synthesis tokens. And the shader doesn't have a completed icon in the database at the moment, but we can see the exotic shader is called Prismatic. Seems like it's likely to be some kind of animated shader there, maybe changing color or something. But with it having a placeholder icon, we're not certain if it's going to drop soon in the store, although it seems like there's a fairly significant chance we'll see it this season. So let us know down below what you think about the potential of exotic shaders in the game. And obviously, as well as the store, it could be a pretty interesting reward for endgame content and things in the future. Now though, let's speak about a few objectives in the throne world, as well as some rewards. And initially we've got the Fundament Shell, a pretty cool exotic ghost shell right there. And this one's rewarded by completing the Chief Investigator Triumph, which requires us to complete secret triumphs in the throne world to increase its score. And by the looks of it, that'll be for completing the majority or all of the secret triumphs in the destination. Up next though, we have an additional exotic reward for Wellspring, and this is Star Jasmine. New exotic ship there for completing the Warden of the Spring Triumph, and that requires us to defeat each of the bosses in the master difficulty of Wellspring. And then of course there are also collectible moths for Throne World, and this is for one of the title triumphs called Lepidopterist. And as far as we can tell, we're probably going to get access to 2 of them each week. And upon finding the moths in various different Throne World locations, we can return them to the cave behind Finch and place them to make progress on the triumph. So if you want the location for the 2 available this week, I will link a video down below. And finally right here, an additional spoiler alert is necessary, but yesterday I made a breakdown of exotic glaives and the quests that we'll need to complete in order to unlock them. And it's now known that the final report quest on the investigation board will require the completion of a secret mission called Preservation. And the description says enter the Throne World Pyramid and prevent the Scorn from reclaiming its power. And it looks like it's going to be entered via the Scorn Temple that you can find in Miasma on the Throne World, and that may also be a possible raid entrance. And Preservation will also be a new weekly milestone, and of course Preservation suggests that it's about keeping the pyramid where the raid takes place locked down, potentially after the events of the raid. And it's also possible that the completion of the raid will unlock the data required to access the final report on the evidence board, so looks like we could potentially be getting those exotic glaives in another week's time. And then, separately, there's a lot of conversation about raid rewards, weapons, and its exotic. So naturally, once again, a spoiler alert is necessary, although we can get a bit of a cheeky preview of raid weapons in the crafting collection. And so for the weapons which aren't linked to the Throne World or Season of the Risen, they are instead associated with the raid, and that includes the additional legendary glaive that we can see. And so that's pretty cool. But the other thing that folks have been speaking about is the raid exotic weapon. And the ornament for the weapon is actually visible in the game by going to the ornament collection. And the ornament is called Infernality, which changes the appearance of the collective obligation exotic. And we can see what that ornament looks like in full right there. So that'll be the exotic drop for the new raid on the pyramid. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how that one drops in the game. And for today, guys, that is everything that we have to speak about in this news video. So just a few things I wanted to round up that we haven't had chance to discuss since the launch. And as always, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, a like rating down below really does help us out on the channel. And also feel free to get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, for now, I hope you guys have an awesome day.